Bhattacharya sir, co-founder at World. Along with that, sir has completed bachelor's in computer engineering from Amity University, Noida. Was a co-founder of Teen Gazette Media Private Limited, Insino Ventures Private Limited. Worked as an associate product manager at PolicyBazaar.com, as a product manager at Karachain, and currently working as a co-founder at World. That's a big round of applause for our chief guest, Mr. Abhishek Bhattacharya, sir.
All right.
We are very much grateful to have your presence here, sir.
All right. Thank you, Madhuri. I hope I'm visible as well, and I'll just start sharing my screen now. Let me know
Yeah,
once
sir.
that's visible.
Sir,
Yeah.
sir,
Yes,
one
Madhuri.
more thing. URICM is the Center for Management Education. So
Yeah.
we have a short introduction of our college.
All right. Sure. Then you start first. Yeah.
So can we present, sir?
Yeah. Sure.
Yes. Yeah, Mayuri, over to you.
Thanks, Madhuri. It is visible.
Yeah.
Yes, it's visible.
Okay. Now I am going to brief about our institute. Our institute name is Uday Bhan Singh Ji Regional Institute of Cooperative Management. It is funded by Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, Government of India, New Delhi. Coming to institute profile, URICM was established in 1956. Name after late Uday Bhan Singh Ji, Prince of Porbandar and founder chairman of IFCO. It is a wing of NCUI functioning under NCCT and the Ministry of Agriculture, Government of India. URICM is one of the best from 19 Institute of Cooperative Management in India. Our mission is to provide qualified, well-trained, motivated, and committed managers to hold key positions in agriculture and allied businesses. And the vision aims to become a center for management excellence in agribusiness through organization of management programs, training, research and consultancy, seminar, and workshops. In our institute, various activities are conducting, such as management education, management training, consultancy, research, long and short duration innovative training program, information, documentation and dissemination. Knowledge and Research Center. Our students get knowledge from various resources such as international journals, magazines and periodicals, books, studies, project reports, audio and visuals, media journals, e-journals, and government reports. Also, sir, URICM library is connected with Koha software, so we can access books from all over India. These are the glimpse of infrastructure, well-equipped classroom, conference hall, computer lab, seminar hall, hostel, and library. PGDM Agribusiness Management starts its journey in 2008, and now 12th and 13th batch are in process. It is a 2 years AICTE approved course designed by IDMA and continuously revised as per the need of industry. It is trimester system which includes industrial visits, live projects, summer internship, business plan, and seminar. Our course structure includes some basic subjects such as human resource management, core marketing and rural marketing, banking and finance, supply chain management, economics, tech planning, strategic management, sales and distribution, business analytics, and workshops. In URICM, faculty came from different institutes such as IIM Ahmedabad, IIM Indore, NICM Gandhinagar, BDPU Gandhinagar, Vanikon Pune, and so on. During the journey of 2019-21, we visited Amul Dairy Anand, Sutex Cooperative Bank Surat, Adani Group of Companies Kutch, Anand Agriculture University Anand, Bharat Krishi Care Ahmedabad, Amalsad Cooperative Society Amalsad, Bardoli Sugar Factory Surat, and so on. Our awards and achievements. We were finalists in B Plan at Sankalp 2019, Nam Hyderabad. We won second rank in Admiral competition Arohan 2020 at NICM Gandhinagar. We also won second rank in AdMat show in Persona Fest 2020 at MIT Pune. We got third rank in Alma Fista at Alphas 2020 at IIT Bhubaneswar. We were runner-up in various sports competitions at 2019 at PTPU Gandhinagar. We attended various workshops in Red Brick Summit and Krishi Manda 2019 at IIM Ahmedabad. We completed our live project and internship in Future Group, Tara International, Coolbug Beverages, and Saga Biotech. Sir, we also completed integrated pest management, digital marketing, data analytics, MS Excel, and various online courses. The batch profile of 2019-21. Students came from different states: Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, Telangana, Uttar Pradesh, and Rajasthan. And also from different educational streams like BSc Agriculture, BSc Agriculture Biotechnology, BSc Agriculture Engineering, BSc Horticulture, BBA Agriculture, BTech Food Technology, and BSc Microbiology. Recently, we completed our summer internship in different agricultural sectors, such as agri input sector, agri-tech intelligence, export sector, retail sector, and farm equipment. In our batch, 95% are male students, 5% are female students. The batch profile of 2020-22. In this batch, 90% are male students and 10% female students. In this batch, the students came from different states like Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, Telangana, Uttar Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Pradesh, West Bengal, Haryana, and Rajasthan. So recently, we completed our summer internship in different organizations like Odama, Sumitomo Chemical, Tata Rallies, Syngenta, Biostat, Geolife, Griffon Agritech, Narmada Biochem Limited, Lotus Agricultural Export, Organica Biotech, Kisania.com, Gramwork X, Gramophone, Big Herd, Elora, Bank of India, eKrishi Kendra, ABCDAsia.com, and Boston Bulk Chemicals. Our 200 plus alumni are working in reputed organizations such as DuPont, Syngenta, Samasta, Biostat, Sostres, and so on. Life at URICM. We celebrate different festivals in our campus like Ganesh Festival, Shiv Jayanti, Diwali, Holi, Pongal, and so on. Our tagline is divided by languages and united by URICM. Thank you, sir.
Great. All right. Thanks a lot. Thank you, Mayuri, for that. Yes. So let me know if it's. Should I start?
Yes, sir.
All right. All right. Adore. Let me know once my screen is visible. Can you see it?
Yes, sir. Visible.
Now visible, right? All right, great. And you see it change as well, right? It's not stuck, right? Yeah. All right. Welcome everyone. Thank you so much for having me here today. It would be I hope that this one hour or so should add I'd be able to add some value to the already long MBA course that you're studying, and should be able to add value to that. The kind of value that I have wanted to while making the slides that I wanted to impart today is honestly more from the practical standpoint. Many of you must have already gotten some kind of industrial experience before you started your course at URICM. Some of you might not even might have directly continued with after your bachelor's, or some combination of both, right? So however, I have in my career till now, I have done my own startup, as well as I have worked for other companies as well, and in different segments. This is the first time I would say I'm working deep into the agri segment, agri fintech segment particularly, where the customer segment has changed drastically, and now the customer segment is farmers, traders, indirectly. And apart from that, it is B2B segment like banks, warehouse corporations, and all of that. So this has given a very different perspective to what I have been doing in my past life, in my life till now. And so that change of hands, that change of taste should be able to add some value from those experiences. All right, welcome. Thank you for joining on a Sunday, 4:30 p.m., 4 p.m. And I won't take long, I believe, and I'll try covering through concepts and through experiences quickly. I hope you're interested into it till the last. All right, so the topic that I'm working on today, I'm sharing with you guys today, is how we are helping farmers and that agricultural sector by building a technology platform for warehouse receipt financing. It's not that warehouse receipt financing was not there, it's not something that we've brought. In fact, this is one of the oldest ways of financing in post-harvest finance. However, we are the ones, we have brought in a technology angle to it. And so we'll take a look at how that changed a lot of things, how that changed multitudes of processes and the ways, the TAT in which the processes were delivered, the services were delivered to farmers, and the way these services were delivered, and how we changed that. So that should be good to hear, I believe. So yes, as you can see on the right, that's the kind of the market size that looks like as of now. And so basically, when we are talking about the entire agri credit platform in India, it's more or less around 30 lakh crores, and from that, it's 1 lakh crores goes into post harvest finance as of now, right? That's India's status as of now. So that's the market size we are working at. People interested in getting into this field, this is the idea that you must have before getting in. And this is how people are working and creating products. So this is the customer segment that they are creating these products for. So that is my purpose today. We will discuss some theory, something about warehouse receipt financing. Most of you might already be knowing about what warehouse receipt financing is, how it works, how it helps farmers, everything about that. Still, we'll just touch upon what it is about and what it currently looked like before we came in, or it looks like in other sectors, in other states, in other areas where we are not there yet, or an advanced technology platform is not there. How it looks like there right now, and then I'll try to share some practical experiences of handling this particular customer segment and building sophisticated products for them. That too, especially a customer segment which we all know, you've been into agri since quite some time now, which we all know that this segment is not very much fluent with savvy with tech. Nowadays we understand that every service is being delivered to us via an app or a website, a web app, right? But this was a segment which we developed a product for, which did not have a lot of savviness with technology. And so that is one thing that definitely creates problems somewhere in delivering that kind of user experience. We have to go and we have to think out of the box and maybe innovate in a manner such that we do not change majority of their behaviors. We do not make them change their behavior which they've been used to doing. We don't change that completely, because that will not bring customers towards us. That will make customers shy away from us. So that is one angle that I definitely share, and how it feels like. And so that's what we'll discuss, and I'll share that experience that went on in the last 1.5 years in building this agri fintech platform per se. And we'll take a look at the use cases. So very quick introduction that what I do in general. I am one of the co-founders at Whirl. Whirl is a B2B2C agri fintech platform which is into warehouse receipt financing, which you must have got by now. And so this is, as I said, this is the first time I'm into this particular customer segment, building products for this drastically changed customer segment for me personally. Prior to this, I was a product owner at Policy Bazaar. Must be knowing about Policy Bazaar. It's a $1.5 billion unicorn in web aggregator. Must have seen Akshay Kumar during the World Cup. So that's where I was, and that was a different customer segment altogether. And we did not face, particularly if I'm sharing any experiences with you, we did at that time I did not face any challenges in making products for that customer segment, because that customer segment was already on mobile, was already on web. Creating experiences was not very difficult, right? But now it's a whole different ball game in this particular farmer agricultural segment, right? So that's what I've been doing. All right, so let's get at it. Let's start with some basic numbers, good to look at in terms of India, in India's perspective. Currently, this is the number of farm holders that are in India, registered in India, and that's a good number. And this is based on 2011's agricultural census. If you see on the bottom left of the screen that the share of agriculture in India's economy has dropped below 15%. This was over that. This was way beyond that, and now it has dropped. And this is not consensus data. This is, of course, very recent data that says that the agricultural share of the Indian economy, which we always have said that agriculture forms as such an important pillar in India's entire economy, and so we should take a look at that. We should care about that. It should be running well, but that share itself has dropped quite substantially. And don't know the reasons about that particularly. There are plenty. There are multiple. It can be as small as just lack of processes and systems and technology products in this segment. It might be the slower speed of such technological advancement as compared to every other place. You want to order food. There's a lot of progress going on that sector. Home delivery, food delivery, all of that. But maybe that is where the agricultural sector is lacking. One reason could be. Something else could be just lack of purchasing power. It could be maybe some governmental tailwinds that are lacking in this sector, which might be coming in other sectors. So so on and so forth. It could be multitudes of reasons, right? So but this is what the numbers look like as of now. Some of it is definitely concerned. However, government as such has been doing quite a lot to bring back that importance into agriculture for our Indian economy. And as you can see that the agricultural services, machinery sectors, all of that, as was called out by the Department of Industrial Policy and Promotion, they wanted to put more money into it. They wanted a great influx of money. And apart from that, the government as a whole has been targeting to double the farmers' income by 2022. When we are talking about warehouse receipt finance, when we are thinking about our business world per se, this is one of the objectives that we follow, because being aligned to this government's objective, which is a very fair objective, right? We are very much determined towards encouraging farmers to opt for warehouse receipt finance. What our data says, that what we have seen is that warehouse receipt finance has the capability, has the potential to increase a farmer's income by even up to 40%, right? So that's a huge number. 40% is a huge number for anyone, right? So if this is the case, 25, 30, 40%, any of it is going to help the farmer vastly. And so that is something that we also strive for. Definitely government has an eye for that as well, has a target for that by 2022 as well, to double the farmers' income. So things are being done here. Things are going well here as well. Okay, I don't think I've put a slide on the farm bill, but of course you must have heard about the farm bills and the protests that happened, which shouldn't have happened, because this is for the benefit of the farmers actually. And so those are also tailwinds, and just a couple of lines about that farm bills. It has opened a lot of ways. It has opened a lot of boundaries. It actually enables farmers and traders to trade their commodities even beyond the market yards as designated earlier, right? That is great freedom, and that is great unlocking of better prices. That is unlocking of better prices at a much higher level, much better level, right? So that's opportunity for farmers. It's not being taken away. It's being given. The opportunity is being given to farmers, right? No reason for protests, but great. The government did great. They passed those acts, and now definitely the scene will change. And this also came as a tailwind for us because we always wanted to help farmers. We wanted to make sure that our service reaches more and more number of farmers and traders across the country. And now we have also, after that, right after that bill came, within the next 15-20 days, we were really determined, really fast, and really motivated to build a trading platform on our app for those farmers. And that's how the farmers on our platform will be able to sell their goods, their commodities across the country, across the nation, and definitely at much better prices, right? Because when there is more competition, when there is more visibility, you'll get better prices. Happens everywhere else as well, right? Maybe the farmers were not able to get it that way, but now once they start using it, they start utilizing the platform. Such platforms, many more can come. They'll be greatly helped, So all right, so that is what's being happening here. Even though the numbers are concerning as such, but the government has been taking some actions, some steps to help this particular segment and to make them become important as they were for our economy. All right, quickly going through. So what kind of innovations are happening in agri-finance across the nation? A lot of companies are directly working with banks. We are working with banks as well, and they're trying to bring these kinds of products, right? So one is warehouse receipt financing, which is what we will be discussing. This lecture is all about. It's about building a tech platform for warehouse receipt financing. Apart from that, also personal loans for farm mechanization, the Kisan credit card scheme. Do read about them. This lecture does not cover that scope of these two, discussing these two, but the Kisan credit card scheme is also great. A lot of work has been done there. It helps farmers greatly. Definitely farm mechanization, loans for farm mechanization helps them a lot. Then post harvest finance, warehouse receipt financing is something we are encouraging. We are on our toes for encouraging farmers, because we understand that what we will take a look at what kind of challenges farmers face when they don't go for warehouse receipt financing, and which is huge, which is a huge number, majority of them, right? And why they should go for it. So definitely we are a stickler for this. We want this to happen. We want to encourage them to do this, right? All right, let's take a look at, even though as I said, many of you would be knowing what WHR financing is, but I'll take the safe bet and I'll still go through it once. So WHR financing is just a 3-4 step process, plain and simple. Farmers take the commodity that they've produced, their harvest. They go to a warehouse with their deposit, with the commodity. They deposit it in the warehouse. In return, they get the warehouse receipt, which is the WHR, the warehouse receipt in return, which specifies what commodity, what grain, what grade, what quality, what any remarks for that deposit, and the total market value at that point in time. All of those data, it is present there, and all of this is in the receipt. And then they take that receipt. They can just go home. They can keep it. Nothing, no problem. But when you're taking warehouse receipt financing, which is when you take that receipt and go to a bank, and on that receipt as a collateral, the bank gives you loans. The loan ratio is around 70%. It varies, but standard is 70% in case of warehouse receipt financing, and it's payable in a tenure of around 3 months or 6 months usually. And after and that's it. That's how the loan process works. And once that repayment is done, the farmer can go to the bank. The farmer can repay the loan. The farmer can take the NOC, go to the warehouse where the deposit is kept, and they'll release that. And then he can take the delivery and he can go home, right? And then he can sell it in the market, in the open market. So this is how warehouse receipt financing works per se. And this is the entire life cycle of this model. And this provides a secured working capital for the farmers or the traders. And this comes in great advantage when, for example, a farmer has just done the harvesting, needs money. So we'll take a look at what kind of problems they face, what rates they face, what rates they sell at ultimately. However, so farmers want money in that interim. They want to, maybe they have some personal finance requirements. They have to maybe do a marriage of their children. They have to buy something for their house. They have to, or maybe just working capital for next season's cropping. So all of this, could be either of this could be a reason for WHF financing for finance, the finance requirement for the farmer. However, what they do is, who don't avail warehouse receipt financing, what they do is, they simply, right after the harvest, they go and they sell it in the market. You must be knowing, mainly, like majority of the times, the rates that you get right after the harvesting season are the lowest. They are the bottom lowest. And we have seen such pathetic rates, you must have seen as well, we have seen such pathetic rates that have been given to the farmers, that many a times even farmers have taken maybe a truckload of onions to the market. And ultimately what happened is that the cost they were getting there was so low, and bringing that back, by not selling, bringing that back would have costed them more, and they just threw those kilos of onions on the road because that was cheaper for them, because they were anyways not getting anything. They were not even getting cents, or they were not getting paisa on per kilo. We'll take a look. I think I have some numbers on one of these slides. That's terrible, right? And they chose to throw the onion, maybe as a form of protest, and also because it was getting costlier for them to take it back to their home, to their village. So that is something, that is a big problem of selling and trying to get that finance requirement fulfilled right after harvesting, because the prices are at the bottom lowest, right? And as I said, that by avoiding this and by going for warehouse receipt financing, we have seen that farmers are getting an income increase of about 25, 30 or 40%. Huge increase in the number, right? And this helps them greatly. So that's why, that's the crux of WHR financing entirely. So let's take a look at this slide. I would love you guys as well to directly read as well through this slide, that what kind of frauds and what kind of costs and what kind of low impact is happening in this particular WHR financing market. This will give you an idea that why was a technical platform needed. Technology does one thing. Technology solves the the broken parts of an already existing market. It stitches them better than anything else can. That is one common thing we knew for technology. You apply it anywhere, and it also solves a lot of purposes. It also solves a lot of problems in terms of impact, in terms of speed, in terms of so speed and turnaround time. So all of this is something that technology helps you in achieving. So we can see that WHR financing market has been broken in terms of huge frauds happening every now and then. I mean, you can take a look at NACL scam in India, $1 billion. That's 5,600 crores. It's $1 billion. Down below, Qingdao scandal, $650 million, and big names you have heard were faced the losses there. Standard Chartered, Citibank, they faced the losses in Qingdao scandal. It was a receipt fraud. Access World fraud, $330 million. King Gold, $2 billion, right? Huge numbers. These definitely call for concern, that why, when everything else is getting streamlined, why, when everything is getting technically advanced, everything is getting, the knots that are there in this in so many processes are getting straightened out, why is this particular segment still in such a problem? Maybe that is why we brought up this platform, right? So I'll make sure that this presentation, this lecture does not become either one of the boring theory lectures. It's Sunday afternoon. In your place, I wouldn't have liked to attend such a lecture either. Nor I would also make sure that it also does not become one of the pitches that we give, because we are bored of giving those pitches already here to the customers. So I would make sure that you understand, as students, especially students who are very soon going to get into the industry. Maybe many of you would be getting into finance, agriculture, or a combination of both, agri-fintech kind of a thing, or maybe agri-tech. We are not into agri-tech yet. And so I would want out of this lecture, maybe stay here till 5:15, and 30-40 minutes I'll close it. And I would want that in this 1 hour, you should be understanding an industry perspective of why things are being built, why we built such kind of a platform, and why, it's not one thought process and then we build a business out of it. It's 1.5 years that we have done till now. We have got a great traction till now. We are live across 1,400 warehouses. We did that, and we are getting traction right now because we are solving some grave problems in this segment, in this industry. So I want you to understand those problems. Many of you in the class might already be knowing many of these problems. Who do not, please put great emphasis on this, especially this slide, because this does not even talk about our product or what we have built till now. This is just the broken market that is there, or that has been there before we were there, and it is there where we are not, right? Or any other, any of our competitors can come up tomorrow and maybe create great products for the customer. The thing needs to be solved, right? We solve it, someone else solves it, the thing needs to be solved. We would love to solve it, we would love to help our customer segment. That is something that we are striving for. But yes, so these are the problems that we are trying to solve. So this is one segment you can see which has huge number of intermediaries involved, right? That first of all increases the TAT. It goes through all the levels, it increases the TAT, right? The collateral management agency is there, the insurance issues are there, and all of this just increase the cost for whom? The farmer, right? So this is where the broken WHF financing market, the WHF financing market is broken. Also, this creates a great problem for the banks and the lenders who are giving these loans, who are giving the WHF finance, right? So this cost comes at that expense. All right, it's a completely manual system. We know that we know that the system is completely manual till now, which is why we brought in a technology platform. Till now it was all paper based. It's not exactly that this segment did not have computers. We did not bring that, but the receipt, the process, everything was paper based. We took it a step further. We didn't only just digitize it, we brought it on blockchain. Definitely a buzzword now, because you guys have heard about blockchain, I'm sure, maybe many times, because of Bitcoin, because of a lot of cryptocurrencies going great high in costs. Not something we are doing. We brought in blockchain because it was solving a very core problem of this segment, which was fraud, right? So that is where blockchain actually works. It's not just cryptocurrency, right? So let's keep that apart. So we brought a very specific use case into this, and we have been able to solve it 100%. Wherever receipt-based fraud is concerned, blockchain, with our implementation of blockchain technology, the problem of receipt-based fraud has gone 100%. If the receipt is being generated on our system, there is no chance. We are not at all. We do not do it 99%. We are curbing blockchain receipt-based frauds via blockchain 100%. No case can get out, because that's how the technology works. That's not just our platform. That's how the blockchain technology works in general. So that's why we brought it, right? And now any bank on our platform, any warehouse on our platform, they'll be safe from all these warehouse receipts, these receipt-based frauds that you can see. They'll be safe from it, because that's how the tech works, right? Secondly, the manual system is now digitized. It's now on the blockchain. It's an integrated platform all across warehouses and banks, and it's basically cutting the TAT by more than 80-90%. Why? I'll tell you that. Previously, or till now, wherever we are not there, the turnaround time for these loans is 7, 10, or 15 days. We are 5 minutes. You can calculate. I mean, it's I think 99% down. The TAT is really down, right? It helps farmers get loan in a jiffy, right? It helps farmers really. They don't have to visit the bank. They can do that from the comfort of their home, or even while standing in the warehouse. So when I said that I'll be discussing some experiences from this by building technology platforms for this kind of a segment, who do not have the access to mobile tech, they don't have access to apps and all of that. So how we built a different model, and how we enabled them to access the same service without even having a smartphone. So yeah, but they can do that from the comfort of the home or the warehouse without visiting the bank, and by the time they're home, the loan might be processed. Maybe the next day the loan might be processed. Whenever the banker sits, he processes the loans. It's not, you don't have to run post to pillar at the banks, right? So this is one thing we are doing. Currently the grassroots impact, because all of these problems, the grassroots impact is so low. It is very much restricted to just the accredited warehouses when we are talking about all these benefits, and the entire lending is concentrated to traders. The current system favors traders way more than they favor farmers. That is a great problem. We want to help farmers as well, right? So that is one problem that we can see. So this is the entirety of the broken issues in this entire WHF finance market. All right. Okay. If you have any questions, can write in the chat, or I can take them at the end as well. Let me check the chat. I hope there's no questions. Please, if you have any questions, just write in the chat, and I'll just attend to it. Right. Till then, I'll just continue with the presentation. All right. So here, why I took a break, because from here it actually starts that how we are building the platform and how our platform works actually. I mean, what the tech looks like, and so basically. When we're talking about where are the farmers placed, which entities are on the blockchain, this is where we have placed that. All right. So basically, when we implemented blockchain, we had to be sure that blockchain is it's not a very easy technology. Easy in the sense of development as well as access. Everyone just cannot get up in the morning and access a blockchain based product yet. That's the level of development yet, and it's not just easy. It's easy like opening a Zomato and ordering food. It's not that easy. It's a very specific form of technology. Maybe that's why blockchain engineers are hired at huge costs, and so on and so forth. So we were very specific about what can blockchain do in this, right? So I'll let you know what actually blockchain does. Here is that there are certain stakeholders who are a part of the blockchain network. For example, it starts from us, world as such. We are on the blockchain network. We are definitely we are a part of the network. That's how it works. The B2B points are bank. Any bank on a network will be a node on the blockchain network as well. I'll try to not make it much technical here because that's not the purpose of this lecture. And so blockchain networks have nodes in them. So we are a node, bank is a node, warehouses the warehouse entity is a node. Also, the quality assessor, the collateral management agency or the collateral manager is also a node on that network. So all of these stakeholders, they process these transactions. What are the transactions? Anything that's happening on a WHR is a transaction. When the WHR, the warehouse receipt gets generated, it's a transaction. When the loan happens on that transaction, on that receipt, it's a transaction on the blockchain network. When the quality manager gives the report of what it looks like when he visited the warehouse, that's a transaction on the blockchain network, and so on and so forth. Repayment, delivery, all of these are transactions on the blockchain network that are happening on that particular receipt, right? On the other hand, the farmers, the indirect customers for us, as I said in the beginning, our main customers are banks and warehouses. The farmers are indirect customers, but we do impact their lives greatly, right? Vastly. So would love to talk about that part as well. The mobile application that we have built for the farmers, that resides out of blockchain. It does not directly write or read from the blockchain. Hence, the farmers using that app are not a part of the blockchain network directly because they have nothing to do with blockchain network. Then the trading platform that we have built, it's also off chain. It does not have to write to the blockchain either. And this is how the system entirely works. And they just communicate with the system. And blockchain is used to deliver the needed provenance and the needed finality. These are the terms that we use in blockchain to give you an understanding of the truthfulness of the data that you're seeing on the blockchain. Must be knowing, you must have heard, someone must have heard from you all that whenever something goes on blockchain, you cannot change it, you cannot alter it. That's how we protect frauds. Once a receipt goes there, you cannot alter it. If a loan has been given there, you cannot give another loan on it. All right, so going back a bit, let me ask this question to the open class. I hope people have not slept yet. Can someone tell me that what kind of frauds do you see in warehouse receipt finance or any kind of finance like post-harvest finance? Any idea? Anyone? You can unmute and say, please go ahead. Please feel free to do that. Let's make it a bit interactive. Anyone? Either I'm not audible or I don't have the attention. What is it? Madhuri, Mayuri? At least I know your names. Okay, I'll wait 15
Yes,
seconds
sir.
maybe. Yeah, any idea? Are you guys there? Any idea
Yes,
what
sir.
kind of frauds are there? What kind of frauds do you think are there? I gave you a hint on that entire elaborate slide that I did on that what kind of how the financing market is broken. What kind of frauds are there, do you think? I mean, if I'm a farmer, I'm taking a receipt. Does anyone have any idea that what kind of frauds happen on that receipt? Any one kind of fraud? I have two. I'll wait.
Sir,
Yeah. Yeah. No.
Sir,
Yeah. The voice is cracking.
can we
I am talking to Tanushri, right?
it might be fair.
Tanushr's voice is cracking. Not able to get it. We will write in the chat, or I'll just continue. Let me just continue then. All right. So Tanush, you can just write in the chat. I'm sorry, I could not hear you. Otherwise, I would have taken that. I just did not get what you were speaking. All right. So let me continue here. So I'll give you an idea. The two kinds of frauds that we generally see in receipt-based frauds, we call it borrower or receipt-based frauds. They are essentially either fake receipt, the receipt itself is fake, or multiple lendings are happening on that same piece of receipt. So that's a cause for a problem, because one bank, one lender, while giving you loan on that receipt to the farmer, does not have any idea of what kind of issues might have been there in the history of that receipt, whether that receipt is original or not. So many a times this is happening. We have seen that receipts are fake. They are paper-based receipt. You can do that, right? People fake currencies, people fake notes, right? So that is one problem that we have seen. Additionally, it also happens that receipt is fine, receipt is not fake, but you go with that paper-based receipt to one bank, you take loan on that receipt up to 70% value, 50% value, anything. The sky is your limit. You go to another bank with the same receipt, you take the loan again on that receipt. The second bank has no idea, has no clue that maybe Axis Bank already gave a loan on that receipt 5 days back, right? And this sounds like a very easy problem to solve using technology, but hasn't happened yet, right? We did that, but was not very much common. I mean, the fraud was more common than the solution was, right? So these are the two kinds of frauds I said that I was looking for. So that's how it works. And on our platform, by implementing blockchain technology or this entire integrated solution, so both are necessary, both are important for this. When we are implementing an integrated solution where the bank and the warehouses both are on our platform, they write to the blockchain, the same blockchain ledger. It's a ledger, just like banks use, we use a ledger, right? Blockchain is itself a ledger-based technology. So now what happens is that on our network, if one bank has given a loan on that receipt, immediately the receipt changes. The receipt, we write on that receipt that loan has been given on this receipt, what is the loan amount and which bank has done that. Now, if you take that receipt and you apply for loan, first of all, from our system, you will not be able to apply for loan because, of course, this is basics. Right? So definitely we have paused that feature. Whenever you have a loan active, the button does not come for taking another loan if you're doing it from our system. In case you're still following an age-old method and you're printing that same blockchain receipt only, you're printing it on paper, and you're taking it to another bank and asking कि warehouse receipt है मेरा, इस पर लोन दे दीजिए, and the bank would think कि हाँ ठीक है receipt है, लोन दे देंगे, जैसा हमेशा करते हैं. What problem it creates is that for these fraudsters is that the banker has the option of how did we change that receipt. So when we are working with Maharashtra State Warehouse Corporation, the entire format of that receipt is still the same. We have kept it exactly the same because Bombay Warehousing Act and all of that define how a receipt should look like, what all data should be there on the receipt. In addition to that, we have pasted a QR code on that receipt. As you know, QR is not barcode. You don't need a specialized machine for that. You can just go ahead, you can open your any camera app on your phone and you can process that QR code. That will give the banker, if the banker is not on a platform. If it is already on a platform, it directly will have a button inside a panel to just check the receipt. That's a no-brainer. If that bank is not on a platform, the bank will have an option to scan the QR code and it will get the real-time value of that receipt right away, right at that time. He can do that on phone and the receipt will be visible on phone. Even if the print receipt says that no lien is there, I don't think I have a photograph of that receipt, but even if the receipt says that no lien, the moment the banker will scan that, the real-time receipt will be fetched from the blockchain. It is not fetched from a database. We as world cannot change it, any warehouse can't change it, any actor in the entire ecosystem, world ecosystem cannot change it. Once it's done, it's done. Once loan happens, that information on that WHR will always be there. We can't even delete it. It's not like normal database, right click and delete. Okay, we can't do that. World, even though it's our blockchain network, we cannot do that. That is how a blockchain network works, right? So essentially, the banker will be able to check that the loan has been given on that receipt. Even though the paper receipt says that it has no loan, the real-time receipt says that it has a loan. Fraud saved, 100%, not 99%. Now, if you're a banker and you still want to go ahead and give a loan to that, we can't make you stop doing that, right? So that's how we are helping banks till now. Every major bank that we have spoken to, I can tell you that, I can't take names, but I can tell you that not a single bank has told us that okay, this is not something that we are looking for. Why? Because you go back and you see these things. These frauds have been there since forever, and every bank has faced these problems, whoever have been into the segment, right? So that's why whenever we are taking something to a bank, this product to a bank, no bank has at least said that we don't think we need this solution, because they need it. That is a problem, right? We just saw such a problem exists here, right? All right, we are almost close to 5. I'll go through it quickly. All right, so quickly let's take a look at what solutions and benefits we do. Most of it which I've already explained. It's a digital WHR, brings the customer acquisition cost for us, for the banks as well, very low. It reduces the underwriting cost for obvious reasons. Everything is on there on the platform. More detail about the farmer is there on the platform. The TAT is reduced, which is one of our main components. We want it to be very fast in reaching the farmer. If it takes 15 days to reach the farmer, by then, if a farmer, we have seen huge numbers of farmers suicide, every day, commit suicides every day. If it takes 15 days, the farmer might still commit a suicide. How is the problem solved, right? So we want that to reach to the farmer instantaneously. That's why from 15 days to 5 minutes, we have striven for that. It's an instant loan, sitting at home, comfort of your home, apply via app. If you can use a smartphone, you can apply via app. If not, that is what I was talking about. So let's just talk quickly about that. We built an alternative mechanism. Farmers don't have access to smartphones many a times. We did a lot of interviews. I personally did. And I've seen that 50-60% of our customers don't have smartphones, even one phone in their entire home, right? So that is one problem. And one second. All right. So we didn't want that to happen, and we wanted that to be very, very fast, right? We were able to do that. On the other hand, we wanted to prevent them from not being able to access the solution because of not having smartphones. We built a new solution for them. You can request the warehouse man, the warehouse in charge, where you've anyways gone to deposit your goods. You can ask the warehouse man to do the same for you. That helps you even better, because the warehouse man knows and he can do that in 5 minutes as well, right? On your behalf. Fake receipt stopped, multiple lending stopped, excessive borrowing stopped, because now we have a great idea of what kind of capacity is there in the warehouse. In case the warehouse wants to commit a fraud, we protect that as well, right? Okay, going ahead, 15 days, 5 minutes, all of that we have already spoken for. Taking a quick look at it, current manual system, the TAT is huge. You can see the receipt generation is 1 to 2 days. The loan is 7 to 15 days, as I've been telling constantly. It's the repayment and selling, which we'll further be doing, because we have created the trading platform. But we won't cover this much at this moment. It's also huge. With our platform, you'll be able to sell from the comfort of your home within minutes, right? That's how technology works. We can't help it. We would want that to work. We want it to work that way. And that's how the entire thing is very instant with World in picture. A quick look at the multi-stakeholder benefits to everyone. You can just do a quick read of it rather than I speak it. It's doorstep online loans for farmers. It's low TAT, cost saving, better price realization, as I told you, because of why farm bill came into effect, because greater competition, greater market access, better price access eventually, right? It's logistics cost, and it is credit score development. You know what, very good point I would like to share with you is that even apart from the customers that we already have, credit rating agencies such as Experian, such as Cibil, must have heard about it, right? Cibil score, we know. They have gotten in touch with us because this particular segment does not have a great credit score. We now, maybe you use Cred for paying your credit card bills, and it has a great access to your credit score. Banks have great access to your credit score. They can give you, pre-approved credit cards every now and then. They do that. They give you offers, right? But this particular segment does not have a great credit score or even a history for that matter. So this is where, being a technology platform and bringing all that history of loan on the platform, we give you an access to developing a credit score, which will in turn help you in future in getting financial products easily. For banks, it's a secured lending, check on frauds, better management of collateral. It's debt reduction, definitely. Much efficient process as compared to now, because the lending is so fast, and it's hedging, it's easy securitization, right? Going ahead, the warehouses or the collateral management agencies again face efficiency in processes, reduced paperwork, manpower cutting, cost cutting. As I said, that intermediary cost is high here, and additional revenue then from lending, from trading platform. So all of this is definitely in the picture. The government can, now this is what the government can do using such kind of a technology, or having this kind of a technology present in this particular segment. So you can take a look at that: procurement, interest cost, savings in these. Then reducing the subsidy burden on the government. This will reduce it there, because government has to provide a lot of subsidy. And ultimately leveraging the online warehouse infrastructure which we are able to provide to the government, to the entire segment. Absolutely. I think this is the last slide. After this I'll take questions and we can then close off. Sorry if at the end I've gone really fast, because I don't know how much time we have for this lecture, but I also have a meeting starting. So let's close this soon. So finishing what we have done till now, what we have been able to achieve, and you can get underneath the concept and understand that why this kind of traction was possible for us fairly easily, because of what we targeted, right? These are the things that we give. You can take a look at this. Of course, loans from the comfort of your home, increase in farmers' income we have discussed, interest rates are very low here, right? Instant credit we have discussed 5 minutes, and then loans from the tap of your phone, just like you would be doing while ordering food or while taking loan in your everyday life, right? As many apps are providing. And this has allowed us to revolutionize the warehouse receipt financing segment, that too during a pandemic like COVID. Neither have we laid off our staff. We have hired, in fact, while COVID was there. Also during COVID, we have forged our journey from 5 warehouses where we created a pilot, set up a pilot, to 1,250 is there, and now actually this is 1250 MSWC warehouses. We are live across 1,400 warehouses in the country, which is, why is it significant? This number gives us access to more than 10% of India's entire warehousing capacity. One reason to target Maharashtra first, because we were able to impact a much larger larger part of this entire segment in the country, right? And within 8 months we were able to do it, and we could curb 100% of the frauds, whoever is on our platform. And even if you are not on a platform, as I explained, even if you are a bank who is not on our platform, still you are into warehouse receipt financing, and you are lending to one of our customers, one of our farmer customers who have deposited, which basically means that who have deposited their goods in one of our partner warehouses and got that blockchain receipt. So even if you are one of the banks not on our platform but still lending on such a receipt, you still have access to that data, you still have access to that process. You can scan the QR code, and you can also save yourselves from frauds, right? So this is what we have done. Some numbers are there, you can take a look, and I am ready for questions. So essentially this is closing would be that this is how a technology platform can help you, right? Can help an entire segment, can revolutionize an entire process industry. And even when COVID is there, restriction on movement is there, movement is very restrictive, and definitely we face problems. We are fundraising currently, we faced a lot of problem there, but in helping farmers we did not face any problems. Currently the season is again coming up, we have started getting great numbers on our systems every day, and farmers want to be helped. Farmers are loving this process. Whoever have taken loan from this, the feedback has been great, because this has helped them a lot. They don't even have to visit the bank. I mean, they were so happy whenever I talk to any of the farmers. They are so happy. Why I want to share this personal things with you is because I want you, because you'll be going into the industry very soon, I would love you to love this particular segment and love this process and love helping this particular segment, and then get into it. Create your own startup, or get into a company that's doing some great work into revolutionizing a segment like warehouse receipt finance, or any such segment whatsoever. right? So I think that would be it. Thanks a lot. I'll take questions. Yeah, thank you. Yes, so I would love to take questions, and by the time I'm taking questions, I would love that if you can please fill this form. This takes you 10 seconds. It's anonymous and helps me better my, whenever I don't take lectures professionally, but whenever I do these lectures helping other students and other faculties and PhDs, I would want to make it better with your help, right? So yes, please fill it. If you can share the link as well, Sumit, if you're there. And now I can take questions, please. Yeah.
Good evening, sir.
Hello.
Yes, hi.
Good evening, sir. Sir, my name is Govind. Sir, my question is that what are the benefits of pledge loan warehousing receipt for farmers? And the second question is that
hold on. Go slow a bit. And can you repeat the first question slowly, because I think some network problem is there. It got disturbed again. Just can you repeat it, please?
yes, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, what are the benefits of pledge loan warehousing receipt for farmers?
Yes.
And sir, second question is, sir, what criteria and what are the interest rates government giving on loan on warehousing receipts?
What are the interest rates? Did you ask at the end?
Sir, what is the criteria for interest rate government giving loan on warehousing receipts?
All right. If I've understood your question right, so I'll first answer the first question. So basically, you talked about pledge loan, right? Which is WHR Finance, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Govind, can you repeat the first question, please? I'm sorry, I'm having some network problem.
Yes, sir. Sir, what are the benefits of pledge loan warehousing receipt for farmers?
Yeah. So Govind, yes. So exactly that is what the entire lecture was about, right? So we have already discussed this, and now I got your question clearly. So this is what pledge loan financing is, and you have seen that as I explained, these are the benefits that farmers are having. If it's increase in an income of the farmers, if it's an increase in the farmers' income, that's a benefit. If it is cutting the turnaround time, that's a big benefit. In fact, I would say that increase in incomes is visible later to the farmer. Before that, what is visible to the farmer, observable to the farmer, is the availability of quick loans, instant loans. See, today everyone wants instant loans. किसी को मन नहीं है, अभी आपको मन है क्या कि SBI में जाके आप 10 दिन बाद लोन लोगे? नहीं. So what people have done is they give you offer on app that based on a credit score, 5 lakh rupee loan is available instantly. Click yes, give your KYC documents, and you will have that money in your account within the next 10 minutes. I mean, this is happening, right? So essentially, fast loan is very important for anyone in today's world, right? Because your need is now, not 15 days later. Neither in today's fast-paced world are you able to plan from 15 days ago. Farmers are able to do because they have been habituated with this. They know कि 15 दिन तो लगेंगे ही. But ultimately, what we have been able to do is, आपको एक दिन में लोन मिल रहा है. Every day I am handling such cases where people have been taking loans from APMCs and other places at maybe even lower rates than what our banks are able to provide. They have left that lower rate of interest for a quicker loan via us. Just as of I'm talking about as of this last week itself, I can tell you that directly. So why is it happening? Because it is important for them to get an instant loan. They call and they say कि हाँ आपके यहाँ से कॉल आया था and आपने बोला कि एक दिन में लोन मिलेगा. हाँ मिलेगा ना, एक दिन में क्या, आधे दिन में लोन मिलेगा. If you're applying in the morning, there are very good chances that the banker will process your loan that day itself. Farmers were not accustomed to this kind of a thing. So this is great for them. This is really great for them, right? So yeah, these are the few things, and also this is for the farmers. Definitely for the banks, we have discussed great deal how it helps. So yeah. I hope Govind, this first question I've been able to answer. Let me know if you're looking.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. What was your second question?
Yes, sir. Sir, what criteria is required for deciding interest rate for giving loan on the warehousing receipt, sir? Because some cooperative are charging more interest rate.
Yes, very good question. So a very good question, Govind. And so see, what I'll tell you that what we have seen as an interest rate in our partner banks. One of the partner banks is Maharashtra State Cooperative Bank. So tell me one thing. How much interest have you seen? What is the interest rate of interest you have seen?
Sir, in my area, sir, some cooperatives are taking 16% interest on warehousing.
Some people, even some cooperatives even take more than 20% of our rate of interest, and still farmers go for that, right? So And as you said, 15 to 17% is very common. Even my farmers are very familiar with that. Some farmers I interviewed, even they said this is how I also know these numbers by heart, because 15 to 17% is very common in the farmers that I interviewed, right? As I was saying, Maharashtra State Cooperative Bank, one of our partner banks, is providing at 9% of rate of interest, right? And I'll tell you something, that there's not a great gamut of criteria for judging a farmer. See, what happens in our cases when you are given a car loan or a personal finance loan, personal capital loan, you banks see your credit history, your credit rating, right? Especially personal finance is a non-collateralized loan. This is a collateralized loan, right? In that scenario, I'll tell you how MSC Bank does it very very easily, very straightforward, in a straightforward manner. Essentially, when we are talking about giving loan against a collateral which is kept in one of the designated warehouses, right, and covered by a warehouse receipt, so you're giving a loan on that receipt, and that too you're giving a 70%, that the collateralization ratio is 70%, right? So you're giving a loan up to 70% of the net receipt value. So this does not create a lot of problem of delinquency, right? Otherwise in other sectors, even in personal finance, delinquency is high. In warehouse receipt finance, delinquency is anyways very low, right? Not huge. And unless big frauds happen, if big frauds are happening, then every sector becomes same, right? So that is why banks are even able to provide rates at 9% rate of interest, because the collateral is in the warehouse, the M2M marking is there. If the rate of the collateral drops, then we are also building the capability to for the bank to shelve of the entire WHR based on that difference in rates, and they know that it is the hedging is there, right? It has been hedged using technology. It has been hedged, right? So these are few criteria that bank do. Some give even lower rates of interest, but then I've seen that they usually have other agendas as well. I mean, for example, sometimes I've seen that APMCs lend at 6%, 7%, 8% as well. And however, then I think what I've seen from my interviews and what I've seen from experience is that they make you sell the goods in the APMC itself. The rate is not guaranteed. They guarantee a much lower rate. So all of those problems come in. Then the farmer weighs in all the different kinds of different pros and cons, and then they go for loan. So that is how the entire segment I've seen to work. But many farmers who are taking that 20%, 17% rate of rate of interest on their loans, either they are unaware of the lower rates of interest. They don't believe. I'll tell you one thing. They also don't believe us many times, because see, they are not very educated, right? So they fear this thing. We have seen people, they think that when we are calling कि आप ऐप से लोन ले सकते हो, उनको लगता है कि नहीं यार ये तो जानता रहा है, ये तो मतलब कॉल करके फ्रॉड ही कर रहे होंगे, राइट? सो वी हैव टू मेक देम बिलीव कि गवर्नमेंट के साथ हम हैं, काम कर रहे हैं, बैंक हमारे प्लेटफॉर्म पे डायरेक्टली है. All of this comes into picture and help in deciding when a particular farmer wants to take a particular rate of interest for a loan. So yeah, this is how it works, I believe.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yes.
Good evening, sir.
Yes, Tanushri, now I can hear you. Yeah, please go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, sir. So my question is, apart from this receipt fraud, what are the another possible frauds can be there?
Right. So another very big kind of fraud which we have planned, but we are not not curbing currently, we're not enacting on currently, is physical frauds. So there are usually two kinds of frauds in warehouse receipt finance. One is receipt frauds, which I explained at that time, which is when I asked, I don't know if you were giving the answer for that only. I didn't get it. So receipt based frauds or borrower based frauds are like this only: fake receipt, multiple borrowing on the same receipt. On the other hand, there are physical commodity based frauds. What is that? Commodity based frauds is also a big market. We have not tapped into it yet, but we can do it any day. We are gearing for it as well, and it's going to be easy for us as well because we have a market access already. So those physical frauds are when frauds are happening on the commodity inside the warehouse. आपके या बैंक के नॉलेज के बिना warehouse से commodity निकाल ली गई है, ब्लॉकचेन तो इसमें कुछ कर ही नहीं पाएगा. पहली बात तो ये है, ब्लॉकचेन पे तो वही जाएगा जो है ना, what you're putting into, what you're feeding onto the blockchain, right? So that's why then there's a different set of technologies that are needed in that scenario, which is like maybe AI based technologies, computer vision based technologies, then sensor based technologies, RFID tags on the gunny bags that are kept in the warehouses. So physical based frauds is encompasses all these kinds of frauds, and they need to be protected as a separate technical offering. So yeah, but yeah, this is one of the major frauds, physical based frauds, which happen in the warehouse directly, and there the warehouse will collude, because without warehouses collusion this cannot happen unless you actually break the lock and get into the warehouse and you steal from there. Otherwise warehouse and trader can collude and they can do that. So that's a different set of frauds that we will try to protect, not doing yet. So this is another kind of fraud that happens, which
Okay, sir.
we have been asked for, which even we have been asked for by a lot of banks and by a lot of customers. Yeah, so we might be getting into it.
Good
Thank you
evening,
so
sir.
much.
Yes, Madan. Hi.
Good evening, sir.
Yes.
I am Madan Kote from
Yes.
first year, sir. Sir,
Mhm.
my question is that what were the challenges you faced in your initial days of startup, and how did you face it?
Okay. That's a very good question. So, Madan, are you talking about warehouse receipt financing, this particular world startup, or personally me? What are you talking about? I will have different answers.
Sir, this startup this startup, sir.
So in this
Warehouse
particular
receipt
startup,
funding.
warehouse receipt financing, when we are trying to do, it's not just what we faced in the initial days. It is a challenge that has been consistent since January 2019 when we started up till even today, right today morning also. Okay, that challenge I'm talking about is basically the sales cycles is much longer. It's way longer, right? Converting government warehouses to come on a platform takes months, takes weeks and weeks and months, right? When I showed you that slide where I said that 8 months and we are into 1400 warehouses, that's Maharashtra State Warehousing Corporation. Getting more warehouses into the network, it's a huge overhead, right? That's taking a lot of time. Then banks, converting banks, major banks like the popular names that we all know of, converting them on our platform is also a challenge, because B2B is time taking. It's not just customers की app download कर लिया तो एक conversion, एक और ने कर लिया तो दो conversion, right? It's not that easy, right? So that's why that's that sales cycle. So sales cycle in the government as well as banks is something that is the biggest challenge we are facing. And the second one is the lack of awareness in farmers. That's all. The lack of awareness in farmers is also something that we want to remove.
Sir, another question
Yes, please.
regarding this, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, how you manage this, the lack of information to the farmer? How you provide this information to the farmers?
Yeah. So what we do, we reach out via phone, right? That is something we do proactively, because that's something that you can proactively do in a time of COVID, right? You cannot go. We are also trying to establish some points and some kiosks and some points and some posters in the warehouses that are part of a network. So even if the farmer does not download our app before going to the warehouse, but even if they go and directly take their 1000 quintals of rice to a warehouse, which is a partner warehouse on our network, they will still become a part of our network. That's not a problem. That is why farmers are an indirect customer, right? So farmers will eventually become a part of our network even if they don't download our app directly. Okay. Now, so when they're going to the warehouses directly, which they have been doing since years now, since decades now maybe, if they see good information stuck on the walls of the warehouse, and the warehouse in charge also says कि ये app download कर लो, घर पे बैठ के loan मिल सकता है. This is how we are trying to develop awareness, क्योंकि ये Facebook में ऐड करके, YouTube में ऐड करके तो मुश्किल ही है, right? Still we will be doing that. ऐसा नहीं है. Nowadays whoever has a smartphone is active on YouTube, is active on Facebook, right? We know that, and so we'll be doing that as well. But it's not very easy in this particular segment. That's what I said in the beginning. Yeah, it's difficult to market here.
Yes,
Big
sir. Thank you,
challenge.
sir.
Sure, Madhu. Yeah. Any
Sir?
other question? Great questions till now. Any other question? Loved answering these.
Sir, my name is
Hari.
Krishna.
Yes, Hari. Yeah.
Sir, my question is, sir, you have said that in the slide there is a profit for the farmers, 25 to 30%.
25
In
to
what
30.
way they will get? Means in they are the storing the produce in the warehouse and catching the
No, this
market
is-
demand and selling, or in another way there is
Hari,
any
this is
profit?
completely an indirect form of income increment. This is because, as I told you, I didn't have a slide on it, I guess. You know what? We have seen rates. You must have been come across such rates as well. Okay, before I answer this question, again requesting everyone, before we pause off, I've put in the feedback link on the chat. Just click on it. It'll take you 10 seconds. It's anonymous. You don't have to provide your names. Just please mark it. It helps me a lot, right? So please do get that. Okay, Hari, continuing on that question, on that answer. So currently, it's completely an indirect form of increment. See, when I said, you must have seen, I witnessed, we have data that right after harvesting, sometimes the prices of the farmers produce has even been 20 to 50 पैसा पर किलोग्राम. क्या आप सोच सकते हो कि मतलब मैं तो नहीं सोच पाया था स्टार्टिंग में जब मुझे पता चला था. यू माइट बी मोर अवेयर देन आई वाज एट द बिगनिंग. I mean 50 paisa per kilogram is nothing, right? So this is when you're selling, even though it does not go so low every time, but still when you're selling right after harvest, we know that the prices are at the bottom lowest, very low prices. You must be knowing this already. So when you're selling at such low rates, you are anyways losing money, right? So when you're losing money, that is also a loss, no? I mean that's a loss to your income, right? Instead, and why are you selling it at that time? Why are you selling your rice, which you can, it's not perishable, right? So these are non-perishable. So why, when you can keep that and sell later, so why do you not want to increase your income later by selling the product at a much better price, maybe 2 months down the line, 3 months down the line, right? So, and why do you sell at the beginning? Because you want interim capital. But सिर्फ इंटरिम कैपिटल चाहिए तो बेच के ही लेना है, ऐसा थोड़ी है. दैट इज व्हेन वी आर ट्राइंग टू बिल्ड अवेयरनेस फॉर वेयर हाउस रिसीट फाइनेंसिंग हु ऑलरेडी डोंट डू इट. सो देयर आर वेरी डिफरेंट कस्टमर सेगमेंट्स फॉर अस. कुछ लोग हैं, कुछ फार्मर्स हैं जो हर साल वेयर हाउस रिसीट फाइनेंसिंग ऑलरेडी करते हैं, इवन व्हेन वी वर नॉट देयर. उनको कन्वर्ट करना बहुत ईजी है. People are there who don't even know about warehouse receipt financing, to whom we encourage कि you should take warehouse receipt financing, because वो capital तो 70% आपको अभी भी मिल रहा है, but when the rate will increase, you repay that loan by then, you use that capital, you then repay that loan as well, and then you take delivery and you sell it at a much better price. That's great. That's great increment in the net income. That's how the increment in income works, and it goes sometimes up to 40% as per data, and not even data. We have seen that. We can calculate that. You can calculate that lump sum any day. Yeah. I hope I answered your question, Hari.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. I got it.
All right. Any other questions? I have two from Supriya and Mayu. Some Supriya Deshmane from first year. Is there any such benefit to a farmer where if a farmer continues with World so that he can continue further, like discount or any such? No. Yes. So see, a great reduction in TAT is something that we provide to you, definitely. Bank offers. Okay. So great. That gives me one answer, is that bank offers is something that we are able to bring to farmers, which they are completely unaware of without us, without our platform. So see, even in fact, people have been doing warehouse receipt financing since quite some time, but with us, we bring the technical edge. आजकल क्या होता है, मेरे पास 10 मैसेज आते हैं. इंडसइंड बैंक क्रेडिट कार्ड दे रहा है लाइफ टाइम फ्री, HSBC बैंक दे रहा है 500 रुपये पर महीना, समवन इज प्रोवाइडिंग 500 रुपये पर महीना बट बेटर क्रेडिट लिमिट. सो देयर आर डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ ऑफर्स, एंड I have access to those offers on Paisa Bazaar or on Bank Bazaar, all of this, right? So that gives me a great outlook, and I am able to choose the best offer for me. Staying with World on our app, even if you're not on our app, we might be sending you a text just to remind you of your dues and also to give you some great offers. But staying in touch with us will help us and will help you gain access to those different variety of offers that our lenders, our banks, our lenders provide to us time and again. So that is one access that you'll get. So not direct discount. Maybe we can come up with at any point in time. Right now, no, not yet. But bank offers is definitely. If you open our app, the first thing that you can see is one thing that you can see is bank offers currently going on right now. Then you can choose. So that is someone just talked about 16% interest rate, right? If you open our app, you see that this bank is 16%, this is 9%. You have access to great increment in your income, right? Great reduction in the ROI, that's the rate of interest that's needed to pay. Yeah. So that's one thing if you stick with us. So Supriya, did I answer your question? Yeah. All right. You were on mute, but I could read your lips. All right. Yeah. So good evening, sir. I am Mayur Shinde from first year. My question is that how transactions related malpractices can be avoided using blockchain? So Mayur, I'll keep this short. As I explained in the during the lecture, everything that's going on blockchain is going to be there forever till the blockchain network exists. That's how it works. Aaj agar even in cryptocurrencies are ultimately on blockchain as well, right? If I sent one Bitcoin to my friend maybe in 2017, it is there till now. You can go on the Bitcoin blockchain, you can check check the same transaction happening in 2017 sometime, right? And it will be there since Bitcoin blockchain will be existing, which should be forever. I mean, that's a piece of technology. That's not a company. That's piece of technology. It will be there, right? So when it is there, any changes cannot happen. Any changes to that data cannot happen, and that helps us or even other companies who are implementing blockchain in a variety of use cases. Everyone helps. The blockchain technology helps in that as exactly that. You cannot modify any form of data. So koi collusion, if any collusion is happening, that cannot happen in this case. Database mein sometimes people can go and change records, can change past records, can change price history, can change bills and all of that. In blockchain, once it is there, it is public. Not public necessarily if it's not a public blockchain. Ours is not a public blockchain, but ours is visible to all the banks. Yeah, Mayur, I hope I've answered your question.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right, great, Mayur.
So Madhuri here, last question by myself.
Yeah. I see a
So my
Shubham's question as well.
is-
I'll take that as well. Yeah, please go ahead. Yes.
What are the opportunities for agribusiness management students in this particular industry?
Great question. So, see, what even we have worked with agri-business students till now. All right. We were in IIM Ahmedabad startup. We have been in touch with IIM Ahmedabad agri students as well. A similar kind of lecture we took at IIM Ahmedabad as well in their agri program, and also such students work with us directly in a lot of areas. It can be in customer focused areas. It can be in research and agri focused areas, such as helping us understand, researching and helping us understand that which market, which segment, which state, which segment, particularly in a different kind of state, is going to be beneficial for us to go to next, and what kind of landscape it is looking like in other forms of where other lenders are there in the picture, or what do other lenders do in this warehouse receipt financing segment, and how do they do it, what challenges do they face, so that we can solve any additional set of challenges as well which we might not be doing right now. So so the chances are there. Definitely we take a lot of agri students as well. Internship we do, full time we might be hiring. So yeah, so that's the kind of opportunities which is there.
Thank you, sir.
So I have one question from Shubham Pachauri from first year. My question is that what is the good opportunities for further development and support of what is it the same question, Shubham, which I just answered for Mayuri? We'll have to close it. I have a 5:30 call, so we have 5 more minutes. All right, so Shubham, then I have answered that. Yes, anyone was saying something? Anything else? We have
Yes, sir. I think we have covered all of the questions.
That's good.
Is there anything you wanted to cover before we wrap up?
Something that I would like is, as I already said, that if you are already having passion for this particular segment, which is agriculture, right? Definitely take a look at where agri-tech is going, agri-fintech is going, right? Agri-tech, agri-fintech are completely different. It's up to you what you're more interested into. If you're interested into hardware solutions, for the benefits of the farmers, for the agricultural land, for irrigation, or on the other hand, which we are more experienced in, is agri-fintech. Fintech is moving at a very fast pace in India. See, even very standard fintech experiments such as UPI has excelled, right? Billions of dollars of transactions in India happened on over UPI in such a short amount of time, right? So definitely agri-fintech is one field that you should take a look at, because it is really riveting. It's going at a great speed, and it is moving much faster than it is happening in many developed countries in the world. Our fintech landscape is much advanced. Take my word for that. Even US does not have this kind of a system, the way we are moving in fintech, finance and fintech as of now. And so that is one thing that you should strive for. And apart from that, if you're already passionate, you can take a look at how to help farmers in a variety of ways. Maybe get associated with companies like us, with other companies which are doing maybe further greater work for particular segments in agri. And best, if you can, start your own setup for helping farmers. There is no joy like this in anything else. This is my third startup, so I can tell you that very firmly. And to be honest, this is my third startup, and this is the one where I'm able to create much more impact, because last two startups were also something from my passion only, but the customer segment was very different in that scenario. One was a blockchain company, one was a media company. Customer segment was different, but then the impact level was very standard. Here, world itself has got many awards in just the impact sector, impact lending sector, impact factor of us. So creating such an impact, when you hear on phone of the farmer that maybe because of some technical glitch, I'm sharing a very personal experience. Some technical glitch happened, and I remember the farmer came at around 11 a.m. in the morning because of some technical glitch in our initial days. He had to wait till 5 or 5:30 p.m. and then he was going. I was so apologetic to them. It was our initial days. I called him directly, wanted to apologize from the deepest part of my heart. And he was so happy still. And he was said कि नहीं सर बढ़िया है, नहीं कोई दिक्कत नहीं, हम तो वेट ऐसे भी करते हैं, हम तो बैंक भी जाते हैं, वहाँ पे भी वेट करते हैं. अच्छा है सर, ये तो पहली बार हुआ है, मैं तो अपने और फार्मर्स को बोलूँगा सर, ये अच्छा है, हम लोग फिर ऐप से भी अगर कर पाए, किसी एक बंदे के पास फ़ोन हुआ तो उसके फ़ोन पे करेंगे. This made my night. This made my day. That evening I was so rejoicing. I mean, believe me, this is great impact. I mean, honestly, you'll face these goosebumps when you are impacting customers at this level. And these customers don't have high expectations. आज हमारा क्या है, क्रेडिट नहीं चलेगा, क्रेडिट कार्ड पेमेंट नहीं होगा 6 तारीख को, मैं 7 तारीख को I'll get mad that how is credit working, right? My credit card bill must have gotten due by then. Zomato not working, यार मतलब ऐसा थोड़ी कि I'm not able to get food, get my dinner, but I'll get crazy, I'll get mad. These people, they are very good. They don't get mad even after they have high tolerance levels. And they are very, very good people. I mean, उनके life में impact करना is easy, and you must do it, because they lack their lives is something that is lacking the most amount of impact. हमारे lives तो impact हो चुके हैं ना. We are living such a better life. Everything is at the tap of a button. We are using technology. They are still not doing that. So yeah, that would be something that I think you should strive for. Maybe create a competitor. Do something. Create a startup. That's something great. Yeah. Yes, that's
Yeah,
it for
sir,
me.
very
And do
true,
give me feedback there, please. The link is still there, please.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
We have the link, and
Yeah.
yes, sir. Most of us have filled the form.
Thanks a lot. So yeah, that would be
yes,
my
sir.
views to share. I think we can close it now.
Yes,
Anything
sir.
else you
Now,
can just get in touch
sir,
with me.
I will sum up the session with a vote of thanks.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, sir. Our most valued invited guests, faculty members, my batchmates, and juniors. It's my privilege to propose a vote of thanks on this occasion. I, on behalf of URICM and the entire placement cell, media cell, and on my own behalf, propose a very hearty vote of thanks to Mr. Abhishek Bhattacharya, sir, for gracing your important work and sharing with us your findings and opinions today. You have mentioned regarding the agri-fintech startup, your startup world, and it will definitely help us in future. Thank you so much, sir.
Sure.
Thank you so much, sir. And yes, sir, one more thing, that we are open for placement and internship opportunities.
Yes.
Yeah, sir.
Sure.
So we hope that you will be the great part of
Surely.
our success.
Anything opens at us. So currently we are not hiring full-time people. Still anything opens for us. I think I'm in touch with I'm in touch with Sumit, right?
Yes, sir.
I'm there on WhatsApp. He's in touch with me on WhatsApp. Our best reaching point is WhatsApp. And anything opens, I can let any of you know, and you can definitely apply. We can interview you, and yeah, that's something that we can do. No problem. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot, Madhuri. You guys were a great audience. Thanks a lot. Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Bye, sir.